Hey guys, this is Ethan from HRC Network, and today on HRC we're going to be going some updates of Project JK8 as well as my new trophy truck build. So let's get started off with Project JK8's body. Most of you probably don't know that I actually went to Axial Fest this year. That is an event held by Axial in, well, I wouldn't call it NorCal, but it's in pretty much Central California. And what it is, it's a big crawler slash scalar event where they hand out prizes to the winners of some of the events. It's basically a Recon G6, as you can tell by that yellow sticker on the side of my truck that it was actually there. I added that new Poison Spider sticker I unboxed in my last unbagging video, as well as that rigid LED light bar from Axial on top. Now, this light bar is fantastic. It has a good rigid structure. If you bolt it on correctly, you should have one bulletproof light bar. And unfortunately, I didn't have enough LEDs to cover the entire LED bar because it does take 8, which I only had 5. But so far, it's been very nice. Everything on this truck runs perfectly except for at this last Axial event, I accidentally blew up some electronics in this thing and my time was cut short. So unfortunately I got a DNF in my class. I did not get any running video. It's kind of hard to actually go to one of these events and competition as well as record, and I didn't have really anybody on hand. So that pretty much covers up some of the new updates from that last unboxing actually on this JK8 truck. So let's move on to some of my trophy truck stuff really quick. Let's get this out of the way. As you can probably tell, there was some wires dangling down there, so this thing's in pieces right now. If you guys want to look at the chassis, same old chassis. I think I've done an update on this before, but we're not really here to talk about the SCX-10 much today. Today we're going to be talking about the update on my trophy truck build. Here's the front end. I installed and built these G-made piggyback shocks. These are actual piggybacks. These are the 93 millimeters, and I think I'm going to be switching out to the 103 millimeters because these are kind of small. They don't give that much articulation in the front or travel. I upgraded to the Proline, can't think of the name right now. Of course, I always brain fart on camera. So these are the ProTrack arms for the slash two-wheel drive. I have right here. There is the part number if you would like to see. It is part number 6062-01, and they are for the slash two-wheel drive. So, moving on to some of the other parts. There is the Proline secure lock system. It's got screws in place of body pins. This is a Rustler front end. This is just basically literally dragged off of a Rustler. The front bumper is a Proline. I can't remember the name. They discontinued this thing, but it was for the slash two-wheel drive, and it bolts directly onto the Rustler front end, which is very nice. I glued in an Axial rigid LED bar, which is the smaller one that came with the KC Curry edition parts bag, SCX-10. My metal for this truck is being cut this week. Hopefully it should be done by the weekend, and I should have some actual pieces fitting together, and this should also look more like a short course truck. Why did I say short course truck? This is a trophy truck build. Duh. Okay, moving on. Wheels and tires. I unbagged these Proline trenchers, but I never gave out what the rims would be. These are KMC. These aren't the XD series, I don't think, but these came off of an SC10 two-wheel drive rears because they had the hexes in there, and glued right up. They're short course wheels, so it was perfect fit. These tires feel very sticky. I can't wait to go test these out yet. But moving on, here's the motor mount that I chose. Now, most of you would be cursing me right now for not using the 10 SCT or the SCTE10 motor mount for this trophy truck build. Unfortunately, I do have an SCTE sitting over there in the background, but it's my racing vehicle. I race an SCTE as well as my SC10 4x4. So I could not use that motor mount. I would not want to swap out motor mounts every time I ran the truck. So instead I'm using a Rustler transmission, full metal geared. I upgraded to Robinson Racing differential set as well as the internal gears. So I locked the center diff, or it's not a center diff, but I locked the rear diff right here so that both ends are spinning at the exact same time. So it's a 20-tooth pinion on an 86-tooth spur. And the motor I'm running is a Castle 3600 kV, sorry on that. Geez, wow. 3800 kV 4-pole motor. Now this is a 550 can size 4-pole motor, which is going to be extremely torquey. This thing is going to have a lot of power, especially when I'm running it on this 5400 20C 11.1 volt 3-cell LiPo pack. So moving on towards the rear of the truck where most of the magic will happen. This is the Wraith rear axle. These trailing arms, they are from an HPI mini trophy truck. I got these for like $2 on eBay. These are so easy and cheap. However, they are plastic, which is a I wouldn't call it a downgrade, but it's not exactly aluminum, so it might break. I'm not sure yet. The immense power of that motor, I'm not sure on this yet. But here's those XD piggyback shocks in the rear. Unfortunately, I didn't count for these being so small, so I'm gonna upgrade to the Savage XS. Not the Savage XS. Hold on a second. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I totally went into a brain fart and started saying some nonsense. So before we go, I'm gonna show you what this body looks like. If you guys remember, I unboxed a Proline Flowtech body. I cut it up, painted it out, and added some accessories to it as well as some stickers. So let me grab that really quick and I'll be right back. Alright, here is the body. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm not the best body cutter. I've made some mistakes on this body. All the holes you gotta trim out, they are pretty much a pain for me because I don't have much of the tools that are required to actually cut most of these vents out and everything. Like this, for example, is a nightmare. But here's the Flowtech body. It's in a gunmetal from Tamiya, backed up with lime green from Pactra. I added some stickers and of course this RPM LED light bar. Their LEDs are not included. You need about, let's see, there's 8 of them in there. Sorry, no, 6 of them in there. So if you want to light this thing up, you need 3mm LEDs and then you need 6 of them. So many of you probably are crying that I've cut out this entire rear end, but you'll see why pretty dang soon unless you haven't already. So basically what's going to happen is there's going to be 2 pieces of aluminum coming out here, and basically it's going to be looking more like a realistic trophy truck than just having that piece of Lexan back there that's supposed to replicate that. So basically I've got all my so-called sponsors on there and a couple RC sponsors as well. Traxxas, Proline, Axial, Venom, and Losi, I think's in there. So, Kumo Tires, Team Proline Racing, Amsoil, Magnaflow. These are cool stickers that I found on a Slash Tool Drive sticker set, which will be pretty dang cool. Overall, I think this body came out pretty dang well. It's kind of got the grumpy cat face going on up front here because of that Proline bumper. I'm going to have to sand that out just a little bit. But if you notice on the Proline bumper up ahead, it's got this little thing right here which goes up like that, and that cut into the body unfortunately, so I had to cut that out. But everything is mocked up. The holes for the body have been drilled up front. I still need to do some mocking up for the rear, but what I'm going to have to do is drill into the twin vertical plates, and I have this L bracket here that'll go out, and there will be a body mount that'll attach right there, stick up, and eventually it'll attach to one of these fenders. So this pretty much wraps up the updates of my trophy truck build and Project JK8. thanks for tuning in, guys. I know this will be a long build. I'm sorry about how long the metal's taking to get cut, but fortunately, I think this will be done right before I get off for summer. So, once summer comes, I think we're going to have an amazing year after that. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. I know this is taking a long time. So, hopefully next video you'll get to see this thing being built. I have everything set up and we'll get cracking on it. So, stay tuned, guys. See you later.